Hello. Hi, you guys. Hi, Janelle. Hello, Erin. Hello, Bestie. Hello, El Hardy. How are you guys? Is it Sunday? Happy Sunday. um, I don't really have anything planned. I have like a half hour free. So I was like, you know what? I want to go live and I just kind of want to talk and hang out. And I had done a Q&A on my community post. We can answer some of those questions. And also, like, I just wanted to, I don't know, I guess be an open book right now. I don't know, something has been placed on my heart that like I need to share more about my journey. I cover everybody else's journey, but like I also need to share more of my own journey. So like I don't know, it's just been on my heart lately to share more. So like if you have any questions about like addiction or getting help or I'm not a professional, but I had a pretty long drinking career, and a pretty long rehab career, sober living career, all of that. Cyber, hello, die trying. Hi, Servant, how are you? Hello, Susanna. Okay, let me pull up. Hey, Raleigh, good to see you. Let me pull up that community post, and we can go over the answers to those. Maybe we should wait a minute to see if for more people to come in. So people can hear my answer if they want to. I am a recovering alcoholic, sober for a long time. That's amazing, El Hardy. Good for you. How long do you have now? Um, it's wild, right? Doing things sober. I never in my life imagined myself like being able to do anything sober. Like I was the kind of person who used to take a beer to the shower with me. Like I couldn't get through a shower or a bath without needing that beer to get that alcohol right into my system. So like, it's wild to me. It's crazy that like I'm a responsible person today because I wasn't for way too many years. And that's okay. Don't try not to be too hard on yourself. Like, you know, just think about like what really triggered you this time and like moving forward how you can handle things differently and like what tools can you use. That's my best advice. Like just don't beat yourself up. I know it's easier said than done because I used to relapse a lot. Like this is the longest time I've ever had. Before this I think I had like a year here and there. No, like a year once, then it would be like 6 months, 2 months. So over 5 years is the longest I've ever had. But I was like the relapse queen. That's what they called me in AA. And the 90-day queen. I used to beat myself up so bad over the relapse that it kept me out. So I wish I didn't do that. So I encourage you not to do that. Don't be so hard on yourself that it's going to keep you stuck. Like have your moment. Okay, I effed up. I messed up. Moving forward, like how can I handle things differently? Like what upset me so bad this time that like I reacted this way? You really have to dig deep, and it might suck for a day, but like don't stay stuck. Please don't stay stuck. Oh, let's see. Congratulations, all Hardy. 14 years in May for me. That's so cool, Cyber. Congratulations to you and happy almost birthday. I know 14 years is amazing. Like that's such a long time to me. That's such a long time. Like I really hope, Cyber, like I'm going to do everything I can so one day I can look back and be like, I'm 14 years like Cyber. And I didn't know if I could make it, but I did. Yeah, Cyber said, Erin, you need to find what works for you. That's really good advice. Good evening, Beth. How are you? I'm not trying to, okay, I'm just going to share my experience. You have to find what works for you because like not for most people, but a lot of people encourage AA and NA, which is great. And that works for a lot of people, but for a lot of people, it doesn't, right? I know for me, when I was always trying to live up to expectations and everything else, like, and I had somebody calling to yell at me, like I would call them just for them to like, it felt like verbally abuse me on the phone every day. It just that whole thing didn't work for me. It didn't. Once I just focused on me and my milestones and happy I felt, and I really told my family and my close friends like I need your support right now. That worked for me, and also therapy. But find what works for you. Please. Like my baby daddy, he was the AANA old timer king. Like that was his path. He thinks everybody needs to read the big book and the NA book and all that stuff. And that's his journey. But like my journey is very differently. And somehow we both work together. But just find what works for you. Hey, TV. Yeah, cyber, it gets easier the longer you are sober. That's true. But like we can't say that too, because some days in sobriety are really hard. Like every day is not perfect because you have like a certain amount of time sober. Like you still struggle like everybody else. Like we still face tragedies, heartbreak, everything else. It's sometimes they're really hard. It's just maybe we don't sit there as long. I think that's the biggest thing I've learned to do differently. Not sitting in uncomfortable, horrible sadness for too long. I'm not sitting with beating myself up for too long, not sitting with regret for too long. Like I acknowledge it, I sit with it for a little bit, I look it in the face, and then, okay, moving on. Now, what can I do differently? I think that's kind of what's made my journey more successful. I will say that. I will say that. Were there any people in your life that didn't support you? Yes, and I had to get rid of them. There were some people that told me that I didn't really have a problem, that I just had to how to learn to manage the addiction or something. Like basically, I had people who wanted to keep me sick, not family. I had people that wanted to keep me sick and keep me using. I had people basically that, yeah. Or I've had people tell me that like, you know, you just need a bit of time sober, then you can go back to it. And it's like, no, for me, every time I relapse, like it gets worse. It doesn't get any better. Nothing's ever easier. It's not like I've relapsed and it's like, oh, that wasn't so bad. It's always worse, and it's always me escaping death in some situation. So like no amount of time isn't going to like reset my body. No amount of time is going to change my thinking when it comes to drinking as far as that goes, because I have stinking thinking when it comes to drinking. I do. So I've definitely had those kind of people, and I really had to love people like that from a distance, or choose just to not associate at all. Anybody who truly loves me knows that I can never go back to alcohol, knows that I am an alcoholic, knows that I can't even do mouthwash. Like I'm telling you, I'm so careful. I'm so careful. Like no mouthwash, no NyQuil in the house, stuff like that. Not that I ever like had a problem, but there were times, I'm going to say there were times in my addiction. One time I did drink a bottle of NyQuil. That was the worst. I regretted that big time. Like never again. But yeah, anyway, so back to your question, that I did have people like that. And that was people that I had to realize were not going to help me be successful in my life. Hi, Sachi. How are you? Yeah, you still get urges. Like you still get urges, but it seems like not as often and not as intense. That's another thing. Like with cravings, like I have to say this really fast. Someone once reached out to me and was like, "I don't have a problem. I just don't feel like drinking tonight. How do you not crave it?" And I'm like, it doesn't work like that. Like cravings are still going to be there. You just can't give in, and you really just don't sit in it in that long, because it will pass. Like if you just sit there and you're focusing, oh my God, I want that beer so bad. Oh my God. Oh, I want it so bad. Like keep yourself, sit with it for a minute, be like, okay, I want it. But if I have it, play the tape forward. If I have this drink, am I really going to stop at one beer? If I snort one line, am I really going to stop here and 30 minutes later, am I not going to want another one? No, like play the tape forward. If I just have this one stupid beer that I'm so convinced I need, 3 days later, I'm going to have cases of like I'm going to have beer cans all next to me. I'm going to be sitting on a mountain of beer cans, not showered, not accomplished anything in my life. Everybody pissed off at me, probably having to restart everything all over again. And I just barely got everything back at over 5 years sober. Yeah, so cravings are still there. You just really have to play the tape forward, sit with it for a second and then focus on something else. That's my best advice. Hi, Shiloh. Hope you are well and hope everyone in here is well. Thank you. I hope you are too. At least with your son. Oh, okay, Michelle. That's why I always say I'm a pill addict. Yeah. They make mouthwash that has no alcohol. I think it's just no. I don't know. I think my brain gets like excited about weird things just knowing it's in the house. So I have to be careful. Like I don't even have vanilla like for cooking in the house. I don't know. I have a weird brain. I have a very weird brain. I wish I could describe it. I wish I could make certain things make sense, but hello. Good to see you. All right, let's answer some of these questions. Oh gosh. So Minka, hi Minka, if you're watching on replay eventually, Minka asked, how do you handle hypocrisy without it getting you down? I don't know. I guess I realize that it's just annoying and it's always going to be there, and no matter like it doesn't matter because we're all going to point the finger at each other. I could say other people are being hypocrites. Other people could say I'm being a hypocrite. There's no point in spending too much time thinking about it, to be honest. Like, I have channels who are like, who, how do I word this? Danced with my docs practically, like across the screen. So happy. Meanwhile, like they have arrest records very recently or things like that. And how I handled that kind of stuff is I realized like when people are doing bad, it's always easier to shout, oh, but look at this person, to like get the spotlight off them, right? Sorry, there's an ice cream truck going by. I'm so tempted right now. Don't even, like, I'm so tempted. And yeah, that's annoying, but I guess I just don't let it get me down. I realize, like, none of these people online talking about me, like, am I going to sleep next to them at night? Am I waking up next to them in the morning? Are they paying my bills? Like, am I spending time with them, like, outside? Like, I don't care, you know? So I guess it's annoying, but, like, just realize, like, it doesn't really matter what other people say because, like, they too aren't doing so well or they too have shit from their past. That's the best way I can describe that. Oh, thank you, Raleigh. You know what? I have to be because, like, otherwise, I'll sit there and I'll be like, why did I go through so much pain? Like, why did I go through so much heartache? Like, I've sat there before and, like, for a day, like, why was, like, I chosen the hardest life? And I feel like, you know, people see me now, yeah, my life is good, but my life has been very hard. But I have to think there's a reason, and the reason is for me to share, like, my experience and my story and what I've been through to save somebody else from going through the same stuff. Did you never feel sick drinking alcohol? Because I think the stomach has a certain tolerance to it. Yeah, towards the end of my addiction, I would drink it and throw it back up. Like my stomach wouldn't tolerate it at all. I'm very distracted right now. Please don't let me forget that thought. I'm waiting for the ice cream man to go away because all I'm thinking of right now is ice cream. And but I really want to talk about that because it got really, really bad. I think it's a conspiracy. I think he's parked right outside my house until I go out. He's like, nope. He's like, I can tell Breezy's craving it. She just needs a little bit more annoyance until she just goes out and buys an ice cream to make me go away. Yeah, I'm feeling real fat right now. I really just want to run out to the ice cream truck. Okay, well, I'm just going to talk about it, and if it's really distracting, I'm sorry. Please. Dude, I am unmedicated ADHD. I can't take this. Like, please. I respect you just want to make your money, but my brain cannot focus. Oh, wait. I think he's leaving. He heard me, you guys. I swear he's watching this live stream. Okay, so towards the end of my drinking, I got to the point where I would drink it and I would throw it back up right away. I would start gagging. My stomach instantly hurt. Like everything hurt drinking it. Like, but my body, it was weird. Like it was a weird mixture of I had to get it into my system, but I can't keep it down. And as soon as I would throw it up, I would take another sip again. It was really, really bad. I remember those, like, it was towards the end, and I just remember not wanting to be here anymore during those times. It was such a sick and dark time. And like I said, it's like you literally feel so, I don't know, helpless. Like it's such a weird thing because, like I said, your body craves it. And at that point, I needed alcohol every 30 minutes in my system, or I would get like violently ill, like bad things would happen. And yeah, he wouldn't leave, El Hardy. But so you would need to get it in your system to stop the shakes. And it became this battle of like trying to keep it down. And this is really gross. So mute it the second if you need to and unmute in like 5 seconds. It was bad. Like it was a battle of trying to keep it down, sometimes having to re-swallow your throw up. I know your mom and all of them are probably going to grab this and take this, but like I don't care because I want to show how bad alcohol addiction is. I think people don't realize how sick and how bad it really is. Sometimes I would throw up blood. Are you kidding me? You guys, I'm like the nicest person in the world. Like I'm the Instagram person, like support your local ice cream truck, like hashtag, like peace sign. Like I'm that person, but like I swear, like it's a conspiracy theory. I talk about like subjects I'm not really like ever too comfortable sharing because it's like really, it's really sad. It's like it wasn't a fun time for me. And it makes me sad for myself that I went through that. But like then the ice cream do 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 do. It's like happy birthday. I hope you have an amazing day. Yeah, Gucci gang, sorry. Yeah, my addiction was very, very bad. It was very, very bad. I could think of more things. You guys feel free to ask me questions. I'm going to go back to the community post and answer a few more questions from there, but I'm feeling pretty open right now. If you have like anything like you typically would be scared to ask me about addiction, like feel free. Who's driving the ice cream truck? Shani, probably. It's Foodie. It's Foodie. She's mad because I like when I live stream, when she goes live, she's like, I'm gonna get Breezy back. Watch, I'm gonna look out the window and like Saul is hanging his head out the window. Oh my gosh. Happy birthday, everybody. Is there another birthday? Okay, well, happy birthdays. You put the ice cream in a bowl with caramel on it and mix it up and put it back in the freezer. No, well, I'm upset because what I would typically order, they don't have anymore. Like some places you could still find a Choco Taco, but it's very hard. How long did I drink? Okay, so my one part, like I had a stroke because of my addiction, you guys. I don't know how many of you guys know that. Um, but like my timelines in my brain, it's very hard. Like I can't tell you what I was doing April 12th of last year. Like I can't tell you timelines, but my drinking, I started basically at 21. By 24, full-blown alcoholic. By 20, yeah, by 24 is when I started entering rehab and everything else. And all of those attempts up until 5 years ago was getting like periods of like a year, 3 months, 2 months, 30 days, 15 days, 7 days, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. Like, so my drinking career was pretty long. I'm 40 now, so it was very long. But if you ask me timelines, I can't give you exact timelines. Like that's the thing too, like that sucks. Because like I really want to write a book. I mean, I've experienced you guys hanging out and like people talk about crack houses. Like I've hung out in them. I was one of those people hanging out in them. Like I've done really scary things. Like I've been around scary situations. I've done a lot and I want to write a book. I've almost been trafficked in my addiction because the person wasn't getting any money out of me. So they were going to get money from me somehow. Um, and I want to write a book, but it's like I can't think of exact timelines. If people want like, oh, in 20 or not 20, and like, well, I don't, my addiction was so freaking long. I'm trying to think. Whatever year it was when I was 21, I can't even think right now. 2004, whatever. Like I can't think of exact dates, so that part sucks. Hey, Nightmare Ghost, how are you? We drink a fifth of. Oh, really? To being functional? Yeah, that part's scary too. I definitely had to. There was certain parts in my life where I was working a lot, and I had to drink on the job in order to even get through work, and it was so crazy trying to hide it. I would like go to the bathroom every 30 minutes, get my little bottle of alcohol, and then I'd like put soap on my tongue in case if I forgot a toothbrush or toothpaste, I get the soap dispenser and I'd rub it on my tongue and swish with it to get the alcohol scent off. This is how bad it was. Like I'd bring baby powder and I'd rub it on my arms and then I'd put lotion. One time, you guys, I got fired after this. Do you guys want to hear the story of why I got fired and how awful that day was? Um, let's see. That plays a big part in why I don't drink. Yeah. You would never know. Wow. Soap. Yeah, there I went to really bad extents. I remember, oh my gosh. I don't know if I could share this story, but yeah, I went to pretty extreme lengths. Yes. Okay. So the day I got fired, I had been drinking all night, doing coke. This is before I had a child. I have to put disclaimers. Doing coke, everything else, out of my mind. I finally somehow passed out, got a few hours of sleep, and my shift was at noon. I had a breathalyzer in my car, so I couldn't drive to work. I remember I called somebody to take me, and they were like really encouraging me not to go, but I went anyways for some reason. But before that, let me tell you about the journey of trying to find alcohol. I had no money. Again, this is before I had a kid. I had no money. I went through all the cabinets and somehow found an old bottle of like champagne or no, it was wine. I think it was Rossi. I found like an old bottle. I didn't have a wine opener. I didn't have anything. So I got a knife and I stabbed the cork until eventually it somehow went down into the bottle. But then it like didn't do it enough that like I could get alcohol out of it. This was such a journey, you guys. Oh my God. And then I might have to answer these Q&A questions later, guys, because I only had a half hour and I want to finish the story and then talk a little bit more. Okay. So then I think I got something and I broke the bottle enough that like I could drink out of it, but it was still spilling all over me, all over the floor. And mind you, I'm in scrubs about to go to work. I didn't work with people. I worked with animals, but I wasn't ever like working on them drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like I was booking appointments and doing things like that. But I got fired this day anyway, so don't worry. So I had busted open enough to get enough alcohol out and into my system. The person who was driving me wasn't going to buy me alcohol, just to let you know. He was a good friend of mine, knew I shouldn't be drinking. He wasn't going to help me. So like I had to get alcohol into my system. And I was convinced that I could work like this, you guys. I just needed alcohol in my system. And then on my lunch, I'd figure out how to run away and go get a bottle and sneak it in my purse. Like I had it figured out. So then it spilled all over me, all over the floor. He shows up. We gotta go. We gotta go. He's like, you smell and you're soaking wet. Like you reek. He's like, you're gonna get fired. And I'm like, no, I'm not. Like I have body splash, like Bath and Body Works. But I was out of my mind, you guys. Mind you, like I had been doing coke. It wasn't good. And I show up to work and by then I started hallucinating. I don't know. I remember at one point 3 of the staff were in the bathroom with me, like, what did you take? What did you take? And then I just remember, but before I ended up in the bathroom, somehow I brought that broken bottle of wine in my purse. And somehow it didn't all start leaking out until like I'm walking into work, you guys. So there was a trail of alcohol like leaking out of my purse. It was really bad. I got fired. So that's that. They sent me home in a cab. They didn't pay for it. Like I don't blame them. But I think they gave me my check, my money that goes into your retirement or whatever, that you like pay into your retirement. They gave me that. Sent me in a cab, even though like I had no money. I don't even remember how I paid the cab driver because I was broke. Like I spent all my money drinking then. So those are my stories. Like my addiction was bad. I'm not saying this. It's not funny. It's not cute. I will let you know, like during my addiction time working with animals, like I was booking appointments, doing stuff like that. But like I always like always like cared about the animal. I even had cards like the last week up into my addiction on the wall where people wrote me like, thank you for being there. Thank you for doing this. So like I've always loved animals. I would never like hurt them. I know people are gonna run this. Oh, she worked drunk at an animal hospital. I got fired, yes, like, but I was damn good at my job. And I regret it. And sometimes I still have dreams of that job. Like, so I know that please, that was a huge loss to me. Like I still will have dreams where like I'm answering phones or um I'm in like I have this reoccurring dream where like I'm in a staff meeting and everybody's telling me like you need to get help if you want to continue working here. And I think that's my brain saying like that's kind of what I wish they did was like send me to rehab. But I loved that job. Yeah. He really, really likes this treat. Okay, let me read these chats. You just have to learn to let it go. Yeah, I loved that job. I felt like for a long time working there, it saved me from myself. It saved me from a lot of drinking that I probably would have done, and I really learned a lot about myself, like working there. And I regret it because I really loved all the people. I loved the actual job. I felt like I made a difference, but like alcohol was just so much more important, you know. Um, so I feel so bad. Like I know that's probably why I still dream of it. Like I'm gonna be punished till the day I die about losing that job. You do, Cyber. Oh my gosh, I have drinking dreams too. But like, I was talking to baby daddy about them, Cyber, and he's like, freebie. And I'm like, no, like my drinking dreams are always horrible. Like it's always like me for some reason I'm on the floor and like I can't stand up and I'm trying to like convince everybody that I'm not drinking and like the more I try to stand up the harder I'm falling and like everybody's like looking down and pointing at me. Those are the kind of dreams I have. Like I don't have like woohoo like Lake Havasu party on a boat. Like I have the pit of hell drinking dreams. Hi Kathy. Foodie's gonna have a field day when she comes back. With my live stream. You know what? People, you know what? I want to say this like, people think I'm judging other people for their addictions or their struggles. And, like, for the most part, I want them to know it's like me saying, like, I've done that. I've lived it. I recovered from that. Like, I see what you're doing now. A lot of things. I'm like, truly, like the MFW thing, like, I started feeling like I was becoming judgy. So I stopped covering her, especially when she's doing so poorly. So like for the most part though, like with everybody else, you know, like I don't know. I know Jessica thinks like, oh, Breezy's judging us all. No, it's like, no, I just can like see like you're lying about certain things. I'm not talking about her specifically, but in general, I'm saying like I see things and like people could say like, oh no, I'm just doing this. And I'm not specifically talking about Jessica. I'm talking about just people in general who are mad when I talk about addictions. It's like I've been there, done that. I could see it like, and I just speak on it. And the more people are like, oh no, it's for a pizza, no, they just want this, or it's for medication or whatever, it's like, no, I know what it's really for. um I've lived through like the worst types of addictions. Like it's crazy. I'm sure all okay, all addictions are horrible, but I'm saying in my experience what I've been through is like more than one person in life should ever go through. um the next we will all know, Foodie will quit Twitch just like YouTube and TikTok, probably. MFW, yeah, I hope MFW gets help. I would love to see a redemption arc and like her apologize and take accountability and change and become this like different person. But it all happens when people are ready, right? Dee Dee, I can't even speak on that situation. It's so much and it's so sad and it's I don't know. Because if you've never been there, you just don't understand. Yeah, exactly, Shiloh. When I'm sober, I don't need money. Oh, really, Erin? With the cost of living, shit, I'm sober and I need money. Crap. Sorry, I need to take a sip of my Coke Zero. It's nice and cool. All right, should we read a few more questions? And then I'll probably have to answer the rest later. Did you guys see the photos I posted on my community post, by the way? Like, I don't know, since I turned 40, you guys, like, this switch, like, happened. And, like, I've been all, like, sappy and, like, reflective and, like, I don't know what's going on. Okay, Rachel Gilbert said, maybe a weird question, but I feel like you could possibly answer this based on everything I heard about your successful sobriety journey. I know detoxing from alcohol can be very dangerous, as in a person could die or have seizures. Is there a way to safely detox from home without inpatient treatment or hospitalization? There is, but I don't recommend it. Like, the only thing I will recommend is for you to, if you need to have a beer until you get into detox or treatment, or you have to have somebody help you with that, though, that, like, knows when you're in the shakes and all that stuff, like, before, when the shakes are about to happen. So, like, have somebody in charge of that. Like, don't be in charge of it yourself. My parents have had to do that, like, get me a beer until they can get me into detox or whatever. Because that's a thing. Like, you can have a seizure if you withdraw, but you can talk to your doctor, and they could give you medication to safely detox at home. I did that a few times, and I went nuts on the medication, really bad one time. I think I talked about it before. I detoxed. They put me on this medication called Librium and then sent me to sober living. And on that medication, I chopped off all my hair, bought a bunch of wigs. I literally did like a Britney Spears, Amanda Bynes thing, no joke. I chopped off all my hair, bought these crazy wigs. I was wearing wigs everywhere, out of my mind. One of the days, the sober living manager said she caught me running around in the backyard in circles, and like I ran into a tree, no joke. So I don't know. There's ways to do it. Maybe I just reacted terribly. I just would encourage you to talk to your doctor. That's the best thing. And be honest. Like, doctors have heard it all. Believe me, they've heard it all. Be honest. Say like, hey, maybe I can't take 30 days off to go to rehab. I can't take a week off, 2 weeks off to go here because of this situation. Like, can you help me detox at home? And then make sure you have somebody in charge, like, if you can. If you live alone, I don't know. There has to be ways. But, like, I'm just saying, if you can have somebody in charge of, like, the medication and being there with you, that helps. I don't know if that answered that question. I think, oh yeah. Sorry, I hope that answered, Rachel. If you want, like, more in detail, DM me. Like I said, I know there was ways to do it. I don't know. If you can and you're able, like, try and go for 3 days or 7 days or 5 days or whatever you can. As he said, Breezy, we can all change if we want to. Just trust in yourself. The world has so much to offer us all. It really does. Okay, let's see. Yeah, tell them everything you might be doing. You have to. You have to. I remember one time, like, I was so scared. I went into an ER, and, like, I had done so much. I had smoked things, snorted things, drank things. I did a lot. And I was scared. And the nurse flat out told me, she's like, look, she's like, I don't care what you do. I'm not here to judge you. I just need to make sure I'm not going to give you something that's going to interact with whatever you've done. So it's more of like, you have to be upfront. They literally don't care. Like, they've seen it all. They've heard it all. You're not the worst story that's walked in there. I promise you. Like, I promise you. Like, I've walked in there. Remember, I walked in there. Your story is not the worst. Yeah, cyber me too. I detox so many times, so many different ways. Yeah. But I want to say too, like, people think like, I see people tell MFW, just don't drink, just don't drink. Like, she's at the point, you guys, she can't just not drink. If she doesn't drink, something bad's gonna happen. So, like, that comment gets me annoyed. And I just want to, like, tell people, like, that's not telling people just don't drink when they've been doing it for a long time. I'm not talking about a craving. Like, a craving is just like, sit on your hands, wait it out. It's going to go away. I'm talking about somebody who's had alcohol in their system to the point of, like, they need it and bad things will happen. So, like, it is a thing where people, like, if they're like, I'm going to the ER in the morning, like, they have to have it. Or if they can't even get into detox until a certain time, even the people on the phone will tell you, like, they might have to get a drink into their system or something bad's going to happen. Like, so know that's a thing, and please stop telling people who like have severe problems just don't have a drink, because if they don't, they'll probably have a seizure. Um, yeah. Yeah, and she knows it, you guys. I'm not saying anything that like is trying to like hurt or tear her down, or like this isn't something MFW hasn't said herself. Like I said, I'm not covering her anymore because like I really hope that she could change things around, and just with anybody. I wish, you know what? I even wish sometimes Foodie Beauty would take accountability to say she's sorry and go check her into rehab and turn her whole life around. I love redemption arcs. I do. When people do horrible things, like, and they're truly sorry for them and they truly change, like, I love to see that. But like, neither of these people are truly sorry right now or truly wanting to change, you know? Favorite reactor. How do you deal with the hate? I deal with the hate well because for some reason I have thick skin. I didn't used to be this way at all. I used to be a fragile individual that would like cry if you looked at me the wrong way. Like I always, growing up, I just was so insecure and so fragile. And I think just spending a lot of time in rehabs and sober livings and drunk tanks and stuff like that, you have to grow a thick kind of skin. You just have to. And I think that's why I can handle the hate. Also, like, I don't know. My mom's pretty savage when she jokes. Like, I don't know. She's a like she's a mean joker. So like, I don't know. She gave me thin skin. She gave me pretty thin skin. Not thin skin, thick skin. I'm sorry. And my favorite reactor, I have a few. I don't watch too much reaction channels though, or too many, because like I see so much of foodie. But I'm loving Milky Chai, and who else? Hold on, I gotta look and see. I follow a few reaction channels. I'm loving Milky Chai right now. I'll say that. I'm trying to look to see who I follow right now. I love Carrie. You guys know that though. I don't know. I love a lot of different reaction channels. I guess those are like the two ones that pop out of my head right now. Let's see. Hold on. I lost my questions, you guys. And again, if there's anything you want to ask, or like you're like, oh, well, maybe it's a dumb question, or I'm scared to, like, no question is a dumb question. Feel free to ask anything. What would your last meal consist of? Mexican food, either a cheese quesadilla and chips and salsa, or cheese enchiladas, or spinach enchiladas. But it would definitely be Mexican cuisine, because that's my favorite and I can't get enough of it. And I just love Mexican food. Let's see. Have you thought about doing true crime stories? Yes, but I'm cautious, and I'll tell you why. My mom knows somebody who was like affected by the Night Stalker, and I don't know. And then like I know my mom had like a few sightings of him. Like, okay, so he was like a big thing. Like one of these days I'll have to tell you this story. But like my mom has a friend who was affected by him, and like she kind of was in certain ways, and it made me more aware when the show came out and everything, like how it affects victims or people who lived through it, or people who are still like, do you know what I mean? So it made me more aware of that. And like, I kind of am cautious of bringing up stories that might like hurt somebody. Like, I don't have a big enough channel, I don't think, where like anybody would find me and I could deeply hurt, but what if I did? So like, I'm cautious about that, if that makes sense. But I find like, I like true crime channels. I like listening to like Bailey Sarian and Danielle Hallen and Stephanie Harlow. But I don't know. I would be very cautious about it. Where would my dream place be? Ooh, a house right on the beach. That anywhere right on the beach. That would be my dream house. Or um, a tiny home on a land. Okay, I know that doesn't make sense, because if you have land, right, you could build a big house, but like I don't need that much room. But like I would want land somewhere that were like I could build a house for my parents and like my sister and like my nephews, and that way, like, I don't know, we can all have a place like once a year when we're older and you know the kids are all grown and have their own families that we can all come back to. Or like if anybody's ever struggling and a family member needs a place to stay, hey, I got a house here. Like, I don't know. Does that make sense? If I had like the ultimate, like if somebody said, hey, tomorrow you can move here and there's a house waiting for you, all expenses paid. We even figured out a school for your daughter to go to. She's going to get into this school. I would live in this place in Florida, and I always say the name wrong. I think it's called Witchy-Watchy, Wacky, something like that. But it is one of the most beautiful places I think I've ever seen. Amanda, oh my gosh, thank you so much for the super chat. Just got here, but Chantel is a former online friend of mine. I cannot stand her, and my best girlfriend from childhood is from Iran. She legitimately makes me sick to my stomach these days. I bet. I can't imagine having to be friends with her than like seeing her online and like having people fawn all over her and like she's done you dirty. Like that must really suck. Thank you so much for the super chat. Welcome. I hope you're enjoying the live stream. I'm sorry that you are one of the many people who has had to experience foodie beauty. Feel free to like hang out and chat here if you want to. I had a super chat. I got a super chat. Amanda sent me a super chat. Woohoo! Thank you. Patricia, you live on the beach? Oh my gosh. Let's see. Oh, Pizza's live? Okay, I'm going to wrap this up in a few minutes. You guys, if you want to go watch Pizza, you can. I might be able to come back later. I don't know yet. Would I hang out with Foodie for a day? Yes, Kathy. Okay, so Kathy asked that. If she had to like, if she signed something saying she had to like agree to do everything I did for that day. So whether it was I had to run 50 errands and make meals and clean my house and do this, that, and the other, like she would have to see how hard it is to live life as a sober mom in recovery, basically doing it all over again. I would want her to have to report on it and see if her views changed on me or not. That would be my condition on hanging out with her. No, I don't think Chantal would delete her channel. She's too in love with herself and she needs the attention too much. Bye, Aziz. Have a good day. Would I rather hang out with Pete's or... Oh, gosh. Is there another option? Neither. What inspired you to start a YouTube channel? Sorry if you've already answered this in the past. I didn't really mean to. It was kind of weird how it fell together. I was at this point in my life where like I felt like I was stuck, and no matter how much I tried to get ahead, I couldn't. And it seemed like there was no other options for me in life. And the best thing I could say is I just felt very stuck at the time. And something happened where I knew I had something to offer the world. I didn't know what. And it's so weird because I'd been praying about it. And I'm spiritual. I'm not religious. And do I remember to pray all the time? No, but I do pray. And it was kind of weird. And then one day I remember I was seeing a lot of people talk about foodie beauty, and somebody I kind of knew, like an acquaintance, had brought her up, messaged me after years of not talking, like, hey, do you ever watch this person? And so I remember I started watching her, and just I had my little Android phone and I started just filming the TV as I was watching it. Like if you go back to the old videos, you'll see. And I would just talk and say my reaction. And I don't know, I kind of knew too, once people started watching, I'm going to make my channel what I would want to see. I want to go to channels and see what exactly I'm going to be watching in the thumbnails. I don't want to see Foodie Beauty live at this state. I want to see Foodie Beauty raged at, or Foodie Beauty got mad at, or Foodie Beauty drove to when, do you know what I mean? And I knew that I always liked when I commented on channels, that I liked it when the creator acknowledged me. Because it felt like, even if they didn't remember who I was, and I've commented 100 times in the past 5 years or something, it just always feels good, right? When you're when you spend so much time watching and giving somebody a review, when they acknowledge you, it feels good, right? So I don't know. Once I noticed people started watching, I'm like, okay, if I have this channel, this is what I'm going to do. And then more people started watching, and I just kind of decided to go with it. So it's kind of an accident, but it happened at this time in my life where I really needed it. I wasn't how I am now. I was, but I wasn't. I was still the same girl, still trying to find the positive in everything, trying to say I've been through hell, so I kind of need to find the positive in everything. Or I'm not going to be in a very good headspace. I was still the same person, loving nature, just staring at the sky for hours, sometimes outside looking like a weirdo. But I just felt stuck, and it felt like every avenue where I was trying to open one door, it would just slam in my face. So it was just weird how it all happened at the perfect time. Hi, Afro Fairy. How are you? All right, let me see. I'll answer these questions. You guys are probably like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Would I rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck? One horse-sized duck. That sounds less terrifying than 100 duck-sized horses. Um, let's see. May I ask, do you get annoyed by Chantel constantly going after you, but especially bringing up your daughter? Um, I don't care what she says about me. I care that she talks about a 10-year-old child so freely, and she's so disrespectful. And she uses it as like, oh, well, you talk about your child. Yeah, I talk about my child because you know what? I want to show people that like families can be reunited, and I don't want to lie about my life. Like I don't. She's a huge part of my life. I fought like hell to get her back. I earned my right to talk about her. Everything I went through, I earned my right to talk about her because I say, oh, she's doing really well, or oh, she's going through whatever. Like it doesn't give you the right to drag her through the mud. Just because I talk about her doesn't give you as a grown adult the right to talk about her every time you get mad. She's a child going through health things right now. Like that makes me sick. So it's just like it just shows me how evil she is. Like I don't care, like I said, I don't care what she says about me. Like it's just you're evil if you talk about a child the way she does, and just to get back at an adult. It's like it's crazy. It's crazy. And like I said, like everybody who is talking about her in a negative way right now, like she's struggling with some health stuff. You should be ashamed of yourself. Would you want somebody talking about your child like that just because you happen to mention them or say, hey, I fought really hard to get her back and look, I have her and you can get your family back too? It doesn't make sense. My favorite YouTuber, Happy Hippie asked, my favorite YouTuber is Shannon Rose, and hear me out. She's done some horrible things and said some horrible things. She's lived a crazy life. I don't know if you guys know who she is. Like, she used to be into porn. She was a porn star. She also struggled with addiction. But she changed her life around and she righted all her wrongs and she apologized for the bad things she's done. And she lives a life sober today. And she's like, hippie me. She's like another version of me, just like this happy hippie wanting to just spread love. And she inspires me. Like when I feel like when people are telling me like, oh, you can't change, like you didn't really change, you're just pretending, or people get on me about my past, like I watch her and realize like she deals with far worse because she has such a bigger platform and like she's still living life happy and like it's not getting her down. And like, do people bring up her past every day? Yeah, but like she acknowledges it and says, yeah, but like it sucks I did that and I'm sorry, but like I've changed now. So she's my favorite YouTuber. Um, let's see. All right, you guys, I think there was just one more question. What is my favorite movie and why? Straight Outta Compton is one of my favorite movies, seriously. I love that movie. La Bamba is my second favorite movie. And then, okay, I like this. You guys are so gonna make fun of me, but like it's a childhood memory kind of a movie. It's this movie called Darby O'Gill and the Little People. I still have it on VHS. But I grew up watching that movie and like me and my sister loved the songs in it. And I don't know. It's just like when I think of that movie, it's just like happy childhood times, you know, where things were like perfect and we were just happy. And this other movie, or that's like another childhood happy movie, is The Three Amigos for some reason. I love that movie. Really, Shiloh? Oh my gosh. I love NWA. I love their music. I used to live like 2 minutes away from Compton. Like, I love that city. People think it's like, when you think of Compton, I think people think of like just bad, but it actually is like, just like any city, there's bad parts and there's beautiful parts, right? And like, some of the nicest people I met have been straight out of Compton. So I don't know. I love that movie though. When you were little, you watched The Wizard of Oz. Oh my gosh, Kathy, I had nightmares of the flying monkeys. The witch wasn't the scariest part. All of that other creepy stuff wasn't the scariest part. It was the flying monkeys. They terrified me, like absolutely, and they still scare me. Like I don't know that I've ever really sat through a whole Wizard of Oz movie. I think I just like it's a movie and I respect it, but like it's scary. Oh, watch Babes in Toyland. Oh, I haven't seen that in forever. I remember the movie, but barely. Gosh, another movie. I have like it's very hard to get me to sit down and watch like an actual movie. So like I know some people like will sit and watch the same movie like a million times, or they've watched like a movie every day of their life. Like I have to be in the mood to be able to sit there and like watch a movie. Otherwise, my mind goes everywhere else. Like I have a very hard time sitting through movies. But there's like a few. What else? Well, don't make fun of me. Everybody loves Clueless, right? Rolling with the Homies. Like everybody loves that movie. E.T. I have a lot of movies that like I remember and I love, but I watch Rob Zombie movies to follow really. Jamie said nothing you could do about hamsters' teeth. Yeah, you could give them things to chew on. So that's not true. If you think the monkeys are scary, watch Return to Oz. No, thank you. The talking heads, that sounds like absolute hell. No, thank you. I do not need to see that. I don't know if I've ever seen a Rob Zombie movie. Like, I love scary movies. I love scary movies. I love to be scared. Like, I love Halloween time. I love going to haunted mazes. But I don't like actual, like, gory things. I struggle with that. So, like, even AHS sometimes, like, pushes boundaries to me. That's one of my favorite TV shows ever. Like, I love American Horror Story, but sometimes, like, it's, like, a little too much gore for me. So I'm assuming Rob Zombie, I think I've heard his movies have a lot of that. So that's probably why. My favorite scary movie. Well, I have ones that I think are really okay. Actually, here we go. If I have to think of okay, do you want me to say an actual movie that I just liked that I thought was like scary, creepy, but good? Or do you want me to say movies that actually terrified the hell out of me? Because that would probably be a good movie to you. But like there's certain movies like It I cannot watch. I have an actual fear of clowns. My daughter loves to scare me with them as much as she can, but I am actually terrified of them. Like I'll break out into a sweat. So It is actually like terrifying to me, and I've seen that. Child's Play ruined all dolls for me. We'll talk about ones that actually like terrified me. Pet Cemetery. Gosh, there's so many. I'm drawing a blank right now. It'll come. I just rewatched House of a Thousand Corpses. Hellraiser. I've never seen Hellraiser. Exorcist. Yeah, Exorcist is good. I actually have met Linda Blair a few times. Hereditary. There's one that, oh God, what is it called? Damien? That one scared me. I'm trying to think of actual ones that like kept me up. The only ones that actually do that were really like It and Child's Play. I have to sit and think. There was one where they contorted their whole body. It was a recent one. I can't remember if it was one of the paranormal ones, and that absolutely terrified me. The ending was like hokey, like with the whole cult thing, I think, and everything ended up like burning down. I can't remember, but I think it was one of the paranormal ones, if I remember. But for some reason, like the way the girl could like break things, like made my stomach actually like have a pain each time. It was just, I'm not going to talk in too much detail about it, but that movie did scare me. Insidious is really good. Those terrified me. especially the one with the song "Do do do in the garden." I can't remember how the song goes, but that specific part of the movie, I think I could have peed my pants. And like you see the little ghost kid running by. The Ring is scary too. Yeah. Scream 3, I can't remember. Scream, I love Scream though. The first one is good. Hey Soren, Insidious is so good. Like those movies are really good. Um, One I saw recently and I didn't want to like it because like Foodie liked it, and right now I just feel like being petty with her. Um, like sometimes you guys, I will have my immature moment. Like Foodie liked it, so but like Megan was actually really good. It wasn't like I wasn't really scared. It was more kind of like creepy, and it was cool what they did like with the special effects and like with her. But I really did like that movie. Yeah, it sounds like maybe once a month I'll have to find like a weird horror movie on Amazon and I'll be like, everybody go watch it and we'll do a live stream and talk about it. I went through a phase where I was like going through weird movies on like Amazon Prime that were supposed to be scary. One, like, I can't remember the name of it, you guys. It was like some sci-fi one. And like, I'm not a sci-fi person. I'm not sure even why I watched it, but I think they become like, I don't know. The woman became some kind of like vampire fairy that like flew off and like, I don't know. But it was scary kind of, and it was more gory, but it was weird and it was, I don't know. I wish I could think of the name of it. I feel like it was some like stupid name like this is not a movie or like this is not a scary movie or this is from a tape. I don't know. It was some weird name. Watch that movie. Night of the Living Dead. I can't remember if I've seen that. Silent Hill. Yeah, Scream movies are good. I can't remember if I've seen the third one though. VHS, that's it. How the heck did you know what I was talking about? I didn't even do a good job describing it. It was like so, I think it was so bizarre that it was scary. I don't know how really to describe it other than it's like not my kind of a movie. Like, no hate if you're into like sci fi weird things. I feel like I was just more like, what's happening? And like, it scared me because I didn't know. How did you know what I was talking about? I'm a horror movie buff. Okay, and then there's a series. I think there's one or three movies. I would rewatch them. But I remember in the beginning, there's some like I think they're D-rated. And it starts off that like it's like they're on a TV show doing a documentary, I think. But I didn't realize it when I first started it. And I was like, this can't be real. I'm like, this is really a documentary. So it was so bad, but at the same time, I believed it was really a documentary. I can't remember, but I would rewatch them. And I think there was 3 in the series. And then there was another one where they were digging through an underground hidden tunnel of somewhere, and that scared me. And I can't remember the name of that. Were they in like, where were they? In another country. Wherever the hidden tunnels are that I can't think of right now. But that movie scared me. Where the hell are the hidden tunnels? Please help me in my brain. Blair Witch Project didn't scare me. The Ring, I think, scared me. I'm trying to think of other ones. Blair Witch didn't scare me though for some reason. Paris! No. It's As Above, So Below. That's it. Yes. As Below, Thank you. Sorry. Sometimes, you guys, I don't travel. If you're looking for a well-traveled gal, I'm very happy in Southern California and I'm scared to fly. So I really don't go anywhere. I mean, I've been to like Vegas a billion times. I've been to Oregon. I've been to Arizona. I've even been to Mexico. But I like, I've been to Hawaii. I've been a bunch of different places, but I'm not like, you will never hear me like, I'm not well traveled, just so you know. It was a good movie. For some reason, it scared me. I have seen Friday the 13th. Yes. Same. SoCal is where it's at. Yeah. Like, I'm absolutely terrified of flying. And like, eventually one day there's places like I would love to go. I would love to go to South Africa. I would love to go to Australia. Um, but I have a lot to work on before I get up in that sky. Like, I know people think of like They're like, "Oh, you just have to like, it's not that bad," but, like, like, are there things think of something you're genuinely afraid of, whether it's silly or not. The anxiety you get when you, like, think about it or even, like, putting yourself in the situation, the sweat, the heart racing, like, that's flying, it doesn't matter, like, I'm never gonna get over it, but I need to find ways to manage the fear, but it's a real fear. The last time I flew was to Vegas with my mom. It was, like, the shortest flight. I was in my 20s, and, there was really bad turbulence, but, like, there's always turbulence when you're flying, like, from here to Vegas, um, at least that I'm aware of, but, like, it was that kinda turbulence where, like, everybody like, it affected everybody. It wasn't just me, like, being a worrywart. Well, part of it probably was, but everybody else was but I was the only one, like, screaming and crying and, like, hugging my mom for dear life, like, "We're going down!" Like, I was that kind of a person, and, like, she hasn't wanted to fly with me since, and I haven't wanted to get on a plane since. So, but yeah, if I ever can, manage that fear or at least learn how to deal with it or try and work on it, I would love to go see Australia and South Africa. Those are, like, places I would love to visit. Will you fly sober? I don't. Yeah, I guess I should have done all my traveling and my addiction, right? Like, sheesh. Because I'm not drinking now. There's no way in hell I'm drinking now. And, like, so I gotta figure out a way. I gotta figure out a way. Maybe I'll just knock myself out on a plane. I don't know, but there has to be a way. Totally get that. I fly a lot, and turbulence over the mountains is totally normal. Yeah, see, I felt like I had kind of like I had experienced it before, but it was like that kind of turbulence where you're like drastically going up, down, up. It would just, I don't know. Like, I was convinced we were going down, and all to go to Vegas. Like, sheesh, Vegas. You would love to visit Kuwait and Egypt. That's awesome. I want to go there and see it all for myself. That's amazing. I want to visit the deer shrine in Japan. If you bow to the deer there, they'll bow back. Wow. Welcome to addiction. I have a laugh at this stuff. What happened, Erin? Let me see if I could scroll up. I think I answered all the questions. Um, I think I might have a few more minutes. Do you guys have any last minute questions for me before I go for now? I haven't been going live because I have nowhere to go live at. And I feel like sometimes you guys probably want to hear more than my voice and like see an actual person. But I have nowhere right now at this moment because my kitchen is still being remodeled. There was like a plumbing issue. We just had to put in a garbage disposal. We just barely got a brand new faucet for it. The sink is reglossed, but now we're going to do the countertops. It's a hypoxy resin that looks like actual stone when you put it on. So we're doing that, but everything that was in the kitchen is in the living room. Everything that was in the living room is in like the bedrooms. So I literally like have nowhere. But as soon as my kitchen's done and everything's back to normal, like I will be going live more. I want to do cooking streams. That is happening. It's probably going to happen on a lot of the streams will happen on my other channel, the 12 pounds of pasta channel, but I will be cooking on this channel too. So, what about a wart? Do I have any questions for us? Let's see. Huh. It's weird when you're put in that position. It's like, what do you ask? That's a good way to shut me up. Do I have any questions? What would you like to see more of from me that I can do? I mean, there's not going to be like, oh, we want you to go on a cruise and go. Like, I can't do that right now. But what would you like to see from me? Like, would you like to see a video of me showing you around my city? It's a cute city. Would you like to like go shopping with me one day? Like, these are things I can do. Um, I don't have like Shane Dawson money, stuff like that, but would you like me to go live one day and you guys can come to lunch with me? Like, what would you like to see from me that makes you feel like we can interact more together? Yeah, it is hard when it's put on you. Like, I'll never ask that again. Like, I'll just throw up the Q&A, and if you guys want to ask, you ask. Like, when somebody asks you that question and you realize how hard it is, yeah. I don't know. I guess some ideas I've been throwing around recently. Um, I don't know, like I said, like, I like the city I live in, like, we have a really cute downtown area with, like, a lot of cute restaurants and shops. We have a lot of hiking trails, a lot of, like, cute restaurants. I'm, like, right up to the mountains, like, so there's a lot to do. When the weather is better and it's not raining so much, like, we can go up there. It's just been the weather's crazy. Mukbangs? Well, I might do, like, if you're ever looking for me to eat, like, 5 large pizzas and, like, all of that, that's never gonna happen. I could do a mukbang where, like, I order a meal, like, I'll do that, but, like, I love where I'm at with myself today. I love my body today. I love how things are going, and I love myself too much to do that for attention and money, if that makes sense. And I'm not trying to hate on anybody else. I'm saying for me, like, I've always had body issues and stuff, and I think for me, it took a long time to get at a point where I like myself, and I think if I put myself on camera, like, eating a ton of different food like that, like, I think it would, like, trigger something in me, and, like, I'm just happy where I'm at. I can eat a mukbang, like a healthy one, or where I get, like, a Subway meal or a pasta meal with some breadsticks and, like, a vitamin water. I'm down for that, but, like, I don't ever think I'll be, like, rolling around in breadsticks or anything. Maybe if I'm feeling a little wild, but Oh, really, Shiloh? In 2002? Wow. Um, you stayed at the Shiloh Inn? Oh, wow. I know, Erin. Like, I think about those sometimes because, like, you see the kind of money some YouTubers get, right? Like, you think of that. Like, I'd be lying if I said stuff didn't cross my mind, like, OnlyFans? Shoot. Like, things go in my mind for a fleeting second, and then I'm like, I would have to, like, and no hate for anybody who does OnlyFans. I'm just saying there's things that crossed my mind where I'm like, "Oh, I see people making money," but then, like, I don't know, OnlyFans, maybe Breezy will do it one day, probably not. I won't even say anything about that, but, like, as far as mukbanging, like, you see how much money people get from doing that kinda stuff, right? But then, like, I think of Nick Ocado when I first started watching him, right? When he was, like, vegan, and though he says he wasn't happy then, like, that to now is night and day, and he doesn't look happy. And, like, did I work so hard for my life to become that? Like, I don't think so, and, like, I guess it works for him, and if he's really happy, if money makes him that happy and all that, like, you do you, but, like, I have to think about me, like, I feel like it took me forever to get where I'm at life, just barely at 40 years old, where most people are doing, like, far more than I'm accomplishing right now. I'm just barely having it all together, and, like, I don't know. I don't wanna, like, do anything to get me off track. You like vlogs? Snack and chat? We could do snack and chats. I don't mind that. Like, maybe I'll take you guys out to lunch with me one day. I go get acai bowls a lot. Acai, sorry, sometimes I say it wrong. Acai. I get those a lot. I'm always down for Mexican food, I'm telling you. We have a restaurant that, like, well, there's 2 of them. One my family loves, and then one that, me and baby daddy and Breezy Jr. go together. So maybe one day I'll take you guys there with me, not and we could eat there, and, I think that would be fun. Foodie Beauty is much better than the Cocado. Um, okay. Foodie Beauty, oh, hold on. Okay, let me go there. Oh, no, what is she mad at now? Hold on, do you guys care if I go get a water really fast? Okay, I'm gonna go to her community post right now. I'm gonna mute for a second. I'm gonna go grab a water. You guys go grab a snack too. We'll chat for like 10 more minutes. I'll be right back. I'm back. Foodie Beauty says is telling us to stay mad already. Are you guys back? Okay, hold on. I'll give you guys a second to come back. Oh my gosh, she's so immature. Yeah, Nikocado. I mean, if we had to, I mean, how do we judge who's winning in life? I mean, what do we count by? Like, neither one of them are truly happy, right? Like, how do we judge who's doing better? Like, that's like, I don't know. All right, are you guys ready? All right, this is from 9 minutes ago, and she reads, okay, I'm back. LMA. Oh. Sala said something to me, and he is so right. Haters will always be haters and will never change or stop running their mouths about me. So I'm going to let them win and run me off? Hell no. I have 3 gym vlogs to post. Okay, she has 3 gym vlogs to post. The best thing I could do is let the Lord deal with these people and continue trying to better myself. From now on, I will not search for what people are saying online or give any of these parasites attention. Stay mad. All right, let's read. Oh, Ghostface Gamer. Hi, I see your comment. Okay, Ghostface. Let's read the comments. Heather said, we knew you was coming back, Chantel. Get checked for bipolar disorder when you go back to Canada. I'd say welcome back, but you never really left. Nightmare Ghostface Gamer said, hi, Foodie. It's great to see you again. Have a great day. Batty Ghoul said, shocking. Bizarre Vark. Oh my gosh. Do you know my daughter used to love that show? Have you guys ever seen Bizarre Vark with Jake Paul in the beginning? Here we go. Okay, so Bizarre Vark said, that's the best decision, girl. Looking forward to your gym vlogs. Do we really, like, what do we think? Like, she's gonna just show her at the gym and be like, well, I said I was going to the gym. Like, this is my vlog. I walked here, I saw it, and I'm leaving. Yeehaw said, not surprised at all. I'm glad she was done. Let's see. L.A. Jordan said, the only thing you're doing by continuing to threaten to leave YouTube is feed into the supposed haters' interactions with you and your channel. Why are you giving them so much attention? Stop. It also may cause some of your followers to stop following you as it's just too much unwanted, unnecessary drama. Be the bigger person and rise above. What do we think, you guys? Hey, Joe. um, Parasite is what Foodie is. Exactly. She calls us all sorts of names. She wants to, if you're truly not bothered, like, would you go out of your way to insult people, or would you just be like, oh, they're talking about me? Oh, well. Like, it doesn't make sense. He kisses her on the forehead like a child. Well, somebody in the comments said, like, in their culture, a kiss on the forehead shows, like, it's the utmost respect. Um, but it, and I get that, and I acknowledge that, and now I know that, but I don't think he'd kiss her anyways. Even if it was the norm, he wouldn't kiss her. Let's just be honest. Only 66 people. Yeah, I'm about quality over quantity, MK. Like, we have quality people in here. And, yeah, I love the Breezy Bunch. Oh, you might go get some teriyaki chicken with fried rice and sweet carrots. Ooh, that sounds good. That sounds really good. He wiped the seat. Oh, yeah, off her face after the kiss. Wow. The forehead kiss was cringe. Yeah, you can't. And I get that. And, like, now I know that. It's a symbol of, like, the utmost respect. I just don't think it doesn't matter. He still wouldn't kiss her. Like, can you imagine, like, I love somebody who brushes their teeth. Like, I love some good fresh breath. I can't imagine wanting to kiss somebody who doesn't brush. Like, no hate if you don't brush your teeth. You probably should. You probably should. But, like, I just can't imagine kissing Foodie. Like, I don't know. I am all about clean breath and that fresh breath. My baby daddy has 17 baby mamas. Are you saying that because I just have to ask, why are you assuming he has 17 baby mamas? Why would you assume that? He has one child, and that is with me. MK, you're gross. You're gross. Everything she's doing is just making her look more and more stupid. Agreed. The number doesn't matter. At least she doesn't need ass pats from her audience. MK, exactly. Like, I can look myself in the mirror every day and I sleep amazing. I don't need people throwing money at me for me to self-destruct and to help me do bad. I don't need that. We have good people in here. Like certain creators chats, you go in and everybody's encouraging each other to go bully so and so, commenting on like horrible stuff. Like, or you go to other creators and they're drinking and people are sending them money, even though that person may have a problem. Like this chat, the Breezy Bunch, you will never find that here. This group of people, we always encourage people to do better. We encourage each other and we want to see each other win. You won't find that anywhere else. We have the best bunch here. I beg from, oh, Tiger Talks is here. Tiger Talks only comes here to talk crap. Like, that's the only time. Like, they only go to YouTube channels to leave their opinion, which is always negative. Tiger Talks. Like, I hate to break this to you, like, and I'm not even trying to be mean, but like, I don't care. Like, I didn't ask for your opinion. It doesn't matter to me. You could hate me. I don't care. Like, what are you doing? Are you working on your channel right now? How's that going? Like, leave me alone. A hypocrite is someone who says one thing and does another. I'm sober. Because I talk about people with addictions, like, did I get a pass when I had an addiction? Did I get a special pass? Did I get a get out of jail free card because I had an addiction? No, I sat my ass in jail. People talked about my addiction all the time. I wasn't special. Are you talking about because I thought I was in a relationship with a romance scammer? Yeah, that happened how long ago? I've done and moved on and I'm back with the person that like I should have been with this whole time. My addiction robbed me of the relationship that I should have had, and I have him back. I'm not still like I'm not chasing GB. I don't want his ass. So no, I'm not a hypocrite. Next. Anything else, Tiger? Like, is there anything else that I'm a hypocrite about? Please tell me. Because I talk about people's arrests. Yeah, I was arrested too, and I changed my life. Therefore, I can have an opinion. Anyways, Tiger, like, there's, they crack me up because, like, they're one of those people who leaves comments like you literally asked for their opinion, and it's like, I didn't, and I don't care. Shiloh, you are always welcome here. Always. Joe said, I'm trying to get Breezy to do flat earth videos. Oh my gosh, I am all about conspiracy theories. Like I can do that. Sometimes I start believing them and then I have to question myself. Like there's some that are so believable. There's some that like, I don't know, but there's some that are so believable and I'm like, wait a minute, I have to question my own sanity sometimes. But Nightmare Ghost Game. Okay, I can't say your name is too long for me, so I'm gonna make your name shorter. You're just gonna be Gamer 808. I'm working on my YouTube channel movie, which will be 7 hours long, but it will be a breakup and 10-minute long short part movie series, like if it was an episode by episode. That's awesome. Yeah, Maria, we just covered it. What are you working on, Gamer? Like, what's your subject? Of course, Shiloh. We have an awesome group here. Bigfoot. I believe in Bigfoot. What else? Oh gosh, no, I have to go. I'm going to end up sitting here and you guys are going to have me talking about, where I really like, I want to go to I know you can't go to Area 51, but I just want to go experience around it. I want to go to the little shops. I was talking to my dad about that not that long ago. I'm like, I want to go see it so bad. He's like, you can't go on it. I'm like, I know, but I just want to experience it. I don't know. Just being around it. Um, okay, you can't stand her. Yeah, welcome to the club. At one point, I remember, do you guys remember, some of you who've been with me for a while, I used to get so much shit for being so nice to Foodie. Like, people were so mean to me. Like, I got bullied and dragged for being too nice to Foodie, and now I get dragged for being too mean. But it was like, for the longest time, I rooted for her, and like, I was so nice to her, and like, I always gave her the benefit of the doubt. I was also a new viewer, so like, a lot of the stuff I was watching and seeing for the first time. Like I hadn't been watching her years upon years like everybody else. So I was rooting for her, but then she started, like, bringing up my kid and like, my addiction and stuff while I was still, like, talking nicely about her or, like, dragging me, and it was like, "What?" So, like, somebody I still like, even though Missy Moo and I have, like, talked and, like, I've moved past what she said, like, I still wonder if she got in her ear and she's like, "Oh, Breezy's saying this," because it was so weird how one day Foodie went from, like, being okay to, like, absolutely hating and dragging me and wanting, like, to just, I don't know, drag every part of my existence. It was just weird how that happened. Um, I don't know. It did hate how nice you were to her. Yeah, people, like, used to drag me for that. And so now it's kind of funny when people are like, "You're too mean." It was like, "Well, when I was nice, I was too nice. So, like, what would you like me to do?" Hey, Kenny. Okay, you guys, I do have to go for now, but I was thinking about would you guys I was asking what you guys would be interested in because too, I want to know. I was thinking about one time doing a late night stream where like I just read a book because I know a lot of people like have trouble falling asleep and I'm still doing my book reading on my other channel, but I just was going to do like one special stream where maybe like I read for an hour or something. Um we'll think about it. We'll talk about it. Let me know if you're interested in it. You had a lot of patience with Foodie. Yeah. Yeah, I did. But that patience is spent. It's no longer with her. It's no longer. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out with me. That's funny. I was supposed to only stay on 30 minutes and we've almost been on an hour and a half. All right, have a great day, great evening, wherever you are, you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. And I will see you, I'm sure, very soon with a Foodie update. If there's any more comments that she doesn't delete, I'll probably do a community post video reading her comments. All right, bye, you guys. Bye.